Widzę twoje sny, тебя достаточно. Касаешься на щите, widzę twoje sny, тебя достаточно. Касаешься на щите. Твои сны, тебя достаточно. Касаешься на щите, widzę твои сны, тебя достаточно. Касаешься на щите, widzę твои сны, тебя достаточно. Касаешься на щите, widzę твои сны. Widzę twoje sny, тебя достаточно. Касаешься на щите, widzę twoje sны, тебя достаточно. Касаешься на щите, widzę twoje сны.
Welcome guys to another Meet Damien live stream here. Today we're looking at the price of Bitcoin currently trading at 113,360 after we just had a another dump this morning down to 112K again. Got as low as $112,344. Looks like other traders and investors are eyeballing that 112K area, and we're getting some support like we did back here on August 3rd, August 2nd when we actually came down to 112K. I'm okay with a little bit of this front running. I actually did get filled on one of my day trading leverage trades that I did on Bitcoin at $112,500. I kind of figured that there would be some people who are trying to layer in on their buy limit orders here for Bitcoin by putting it in at 112,500, maybe a little bit more at 112,400 and 300 on the way down to 112K, because we do have solid support here, as we've talked about in previous live streams, at that 112K area, because that's what we had back here on August 2nd, a couple of weeks ago, when things were looking dark and dreary around that time. But it's also a area that we had a previous all-time high at 112K. So this is an area that traders and investors are spotting and trying to defend. 112K area is also right next to this 0.5 retracement at $111,400. And then we got another backup here. We got some air support coming in here with this 50-day moving average at $111,000. So if you're a moving average trader, you're also eyeballing this and figuring that, hey, I should probably be putting in my buy limit orders in between 111 and 112K. But it looks like there's some front running going on in the markets today. Let me just do a quick sound check, make sure you guys can actually hear what I'm saying. I can actually hear myself in the markets today. All right, I can actually hear myself. I gotta do this because every now and then I forget to turn on the mic here. But yeah, we're looking at price of Bitcoin. Looking like we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. We did see Bitcoin get up to like 114,300 earlier this morning. Let's go into the 1 hour time frame here so you can see what's going on here. So yeah, 1 hour time frame, we're zooming in here on Bitcoin, Bitcoin's price action, and we've had like a little bit of a bear flag that was forming overnight while people were sleeping here in the United States. And then, then some people started waking up and selling their Bitcoin, and we came out of this bear flag. And then, of course, as I was expecting it, around 9 a.m. Eastern time here, when Wall Street actually opens up for business, they click the sell button, and they sent Bitcoin down to that $112,300, $400 area over here. But it looks like other investors, such as myself, we're keying in on that 112 area, and we got that bounce at around 10 o'clock this morning. And then, of course, 11 o'clock this morning, we saw Bitcoin continue on that bounce up to 114,300. Now, let's look at the oscillators here, see if we can pull anything from the oscillators. Right off the bat, I like to look at the market cipher B, and I can see that we have a green dot that says that now's a good time to be buying Bitcoin, or at least catching this bounce if you're trying to do a quick day trade. That could turn into a swing trade, which could also turn into a long-term trade if you want to get into Bitcoin at these prices here. Alright, but the 1 hour time frame says you have the green light to buy Bitcoin right now. If you're day trading it, which I am, I actually did get in this morning. And stochastic RSI is starting to go up to the upside, but we have room to go to run up to higher prices if you want, because stochastic RSI is not completely high on the 1 hour time frame. MACD is showing that there is buying pressure starting to show up here this morning. Okay, it looks like the buying pressure actually came in like earlier tonight when we were creating that bear flag, and then it started waning down. It started dying off as we got towards like 9 a.m. here. Wall Street kind of gave us that dump, but then here we are. We're still having some buying pressure on the MACD, so that's good to see. And then here on RSI, you can see that we are creating higher lows here on the RSI, which means that buyers are stepping in at these prices. Buyers are looking for this price. I've been looking for this price at 112K. It finally came in and stuck I wasn't looking for 112 exactly. I still have another buy limit order in at 112K, but I was looking for $112,500, and we got that this morning. We went a little bit lower than that, and I was happy to see that I got a little bit of piece of the action here on this little bit of bounce that we're getting on Bitcoin. So yeah, I titled the video Crypto Bounce Stream. Are the lows in for this week? And I also plan on doing a little bit of live trading here. If you guys want to see some of my trades that I'm in, it's going to take some time for them to start cooking, but I did buy some, I bought some XRP and I bought some SUI perpetual contracts on Mexi Exchange. And, you know, we have to give it some time. I didn't get a chance to catch the bottom on that, but I'm willing to add to the trade if I do see prices go a little bit lower here. Because I feel like we might have been getting the lows for the week here. Toshi Kuza, I talk too much. Alright, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just not talk and just show you the price and then you can just chill and listen to music, I guess? Like, what do you want me to do here? If you don't like the live stream, you can leave. Simple as that. Dizzle says, let's go midweek reversal. Yeah, you know, somebody mentioned yesterday that that Wednesday was going to be the turnaround for this week, and I said, why is that? And he didn't really say anything as to why he thought Wednesday was going to be turnaround. Sometimes we hear this thing called turnaround Tuesday. We didn't get that on Tuesday, but it looks like we're getting a turnaround Wednesday, or midweek reversal, I guess is what we're going to call it. Boffy, let's see, I'm going through the live chat on my TikTok here. Going through the comments here, and Boffy says there was bullish divergence on the 1 hour on Bitcoin earlier. Yeah, I saw that too this morning. That's why I wasn't too concerned about Bitcoin. And I was looking for a bottom, and I think we got that bottom at 112,400. So Boffy said you just traded the bottom and you traded coin mirror Bitcoin. All right. And Tashi wants to look at Mama. Oh, okay, Tashi, that's what you want. You want a request. And that's why you think I talk too much. Okay. Yeah, well, this is the beginning of the live stream, and we always talk about Bitcoin and what's going on with Bitcoin before we get into the requests. That's how we do it here on these live streams. So I'll put your request down as one of the first requests that I got here. All right. And Elijah is asking me here. I'm just catching up on the comments here. Elijah's saying, do I do SPY? You're talking about like the S&P 500? Yeah, we can take a look at the S&P 500 if that's what you're looking for. So I got a request for SPY, and I got a request for Mamo. We'll look at Mamo first, and then we'll look at the SPY. I'm assuming that's the S&P 500 that you want me to take a look at. Go ahead and put in the comments here. If it's something else, but we'll take a look at the S&P 500. Why not? We'll do a little bit of stocks, do a little bit of crypto here, and I see I got a good amount of people in the YouTube live stream here, but no one's really saying anything. Okay, I am willing to do requests here for you guys here on YouTube if you have a request. Looks like my TikTok guys already beat you guys to the punch and put in a couple of requests here. We're going to take a look at Mambo. We can always take a look at Bitcoin again. But let's take a look at Mambo for my impatient friend here, Tashi Kuza. Okay. Who thinks I talk too much. Okay. We're looking at your request here, Toshi. Let's get into the daily time frame here. This is a brand new spanking cryptocurrency on Coinbase exchange. Let's see, can I find one that has more data? If this is a brand new coin, there's only so much I can do for technical analysis, because the more data the better, but if I don't have that much data, then there's not much I can do. Alright, so here we are. We have Mambo on Mexi exchange. Looks like we got some good amount of data here. I can actually analyze this. This cryptocurrency is trading at 18.5 cents, up 15% today. Congratulations on that. Looks like we started trading on Mexi exchange on Tuesday, May 27th. Okay, so it's been around for a few months here. And I already have some previous chart work on this crypto. Let me get rid of the oscillators for now, the indicators. Looks like we're kind of in this upward sloping rising channel here on Mammo. Okay, What this channel shows is that if we were to continue to go to lower prices here, we probably could have got some bids here at like 13, 14 cents here is the low area for this rising channel, and that's kind of confluent with the 0.5 retracement here at 13.5 cents. That was an area that I was eyeballing if I wanted to get in at lower prices here from Mambo, but it looks like Mambo's catching the bids here today after we got the little bounce that we got on Bitcoin earlier this morning. And if this thing continues going up to higher prices here, we'll see how it contends up against the 0.786 retracement at 19 cents, which is only a half a cent away. Okay, but then we'll see if we can actually get back up to the highs here that we had back on August 4th here, where we got up to like 23 cents. So that's where I drew my fib, from 23 cents down to like 3 cents when this thing was trading as low as 3 cents back on June. And if this thing continues being bullish and goes past 23 cents, then we got the 1272 saying that this thing could get up to like 28, 29 cents. And I do have the daily chart and I got the moving averages on, but we do not have any moving averages to give us any more confluence, because all we got right now is a 21 EMA, because this thing is so brand spanking new. It hasn't even been 50 days for us to actually have a 50-day moving average. Okay. But when this thing starts trading some more, we'll actually start seeing what the moving averages are showing for 50-day, 100-day, and eventually the 200-day moving average. But looking at the upside here for Mambo, yeah, you got the 1272 saying 28 cents, and then you got the 1618 saying 35 cents. If this thing goes up to 35 cents, I would suggest clicking that sell button, because you basically doubled your money from where you're at right now. Okay, so congratulations on having a good day for Mambo, but there might be some more upside where this thing could get up to like 35, 36 cents. Let me just turn the oscillators here real quick here, see if anything's overbought or overheated, and you're not overbought on the daily time frame. MACD is showing less selling pressure, and you're getting higher lows on the MACD, so that's good to see. And stochastic RSI is also relatively low on Mambo on the daily time frame here. This thing might have some room to run here, guys. And you got the green buy dot here on Market Cipher B saying that Sunday, August 17th, a few days ago, was a good day to start buying Mambo. So this thing, I think, has the green light to go to higher prices if it's allowed to go to higher prices. It all depends on what Bitcoin's going to do next. But I think Bitcoin is, as of now, done going down. We are getting a bounce on Bitcoin. Let's see, Bitcoin about to go back to $114,000 all over again. Look at that, 113,900. Okay, Bitcoin showing some life out there. Let's get into what was the other request? We gotta look at SPY. Let me just double check to make sure. Was it SPY? And then we have a request for Litecoin and Sui. All right, I'll write those down too. So we're gonna look at the SPY because that was a request. And then we gotta look at the Sui and Litecoin. Alright, yep. Alright. And my YouTube guys are relatively quiet, but there's a good amount of you guys watching right now. Alright. Okay. If you guys have requests, I'm doing YouTube and TikTok right now. So, you know, bear with me as I try to get to the comments on both live streams here. But I will get to your comments here, especially if you guys have requests. And yeah, this is good to see. Bitcoin back at 114 grand again. So let's go Bitcoin. All right, let's try to make some money today for the longs, please. I think they've gotten beaten down enough already. All right, taking a look at the SPY. So the SPY is a ETF that tracks the S&P 500 for the stock market world. We're looking at the SPY is currently trading at $637, down 0.43% today. And I'm looking at the daily time frame here. I'll get rid of the indicators for now. We're just looking at the moving averages. Haven't really charted this out. I haven't done any Fibonacci work on this, okay? But I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn it on the VRVP. This is an indicator on the right here with the green and red buys and sells. So the green is the buys and red is the sells at various price ranges here. and the highest volume nodes is where this price will most likely go if it's looking for support or resistance. In this case, the SPY is already at the highest prices for the year, so we're probably looking for support at this point. If we lose this $637 area that we're currently at right now, okay, then we could come down to this other support zone here at 623. That's another high volume area where the SPY could get some support at that area. And it doesn't show any confluence with any of the moving averages. The moving averages are far below us, okay? So that leaves me a little bit wary that valuations in the stock market for the S&P 500 might be overpriced right now. But hey, you know, things can stay overpriced for a while too. So that nothing that says that things have to go right back to the moving averages here. Okay, but since we're so far from the moving averages, I think it is good to be using the VRVP here. VRVP says there should be support at 623, and then there's also some more support at $613 for the S&P, you know, for the SPY here. And then of course there's even more support here at this blue line. This is the point of control at $600. That makes sense. That's a nice psychological number. I feel like a lot of investors will try to buy some SPY at $600 if they can. Okay. But as far as upside targets go, this is where I'm gonna have to draw a Fibonacci, because we do not have any previous price action that shows that the S&P 500, the SPY, has been at higher prices, because this is the highest prices that the SPY has been, that the S&P 500 has been at. So I have to get rid of the SPY. I get rid of the VRVP for now, and I'm going to now draw a fib from the top to the bottom. How low did we get here in April? Like 489. Yeah, 481. Okay, so we'll say 481 here. Okay, so now I got some Fibonacci numbers to look at. Actually, I'm going to drag this over a little bit more, so it's looking like that. Yeah, that's a little bit better for me to read. Okay. Alright. So, to the upside targets, right? If the SPY continues going up to higher prices here, we do have a 1272 that says we could see $691 for a SPY target price in the future here. And then we have a 1618 that says 748 is also a possibility. That I'm not sure if that's going to happen in 2025, but maybe 2026 you might see the SPY at 748, especially if they're going to be lowering interest rates and we get another bull market going forward here for the stock market. But yeah, I think that's the upside downside targets. Obviously anywhere between 600 to where we are right now could be some support zones. You do have a 786 that says 611 could be a support zone. But we're actually already at a support zone with the S&P 500, the SPY at 637. So if that holds, you know, pretty well here, then I think it's onward and upward to 691 for the SPY. All right, moving on from SPY, we'll now take a look at Litecoin, and then we'll look at SUI. Alright, appreciate you guys hitting that like button. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and smash that like button. My TikTok guys, you can do some good technical analysis here. What are we looking at here with Litecoin? I got a lot here showing. Let me get rid of the moving averages for now, so it's not so cluttered on the chart. We have Litecoin currently trading at $116.45 on Binance Exchange, up 3.36% today. And we are just going through the levels here on the Fibonacci here. I drew this fib all the way down to $63 is where you know, where Litecoin was at back in April. All the way to the top here where we saw, you know, Litecoin at $147. That was like back here in December 2024. Okay. So with that being said, Litecoin kind of came up to this 786 retracement at $129. We actually got a little bit higher than that, peaked our head above it, only for us to then come down And now we're playing up against this golden pocket level at $115, $117 here, which is your 618, 65 retracement. This looks like an area that we gave pause to. We kind of lost it yesterday. We came down like 112 bucks here. But we're regaining this because Bitcoin's gaining some strength right now. And I'm expecting that if we do go up to the upside, we're going to probably revisit this $129 level all over again, that 786 retracement. And if we can actually break past that, then yeah, we'll probably end up heading towards $147 as a next resistance level, because that was what we had back here in December of 2024 for Litecoin. Whoever bought here in December of 2024 feels like they bought the top, and yeah, they did buy the top for the past year now. And if they're tired of being in the red and they just want to break even, they're probably going to sell at $147. So I think $147 is a good target once you get past 129 for Litecoin. And then after that, you do have the 1272 saying that Litecoin can get up to 170 bucks here at some point. And there's a 1618 on $199. But let's first get to these levels first. We got to get to 129, 130 bucks, and then we got to see if we can make it up to $147. And I think that's going to be your take profit target 1, 129. Take profit target 2, going to be 147. And you put your stop loss right below the lows for yesterday. Yesterday, your low was at $112.28. So you put your stop loss there if you want to keep it tight. All right. Or if you're in it for a longer term trade here, maybe you put the stop loss below this other previous higher low here at like 103 bucks here for Litecoin. If we lose this, then we're probably losing our uptrend. And you probably don't want to stick around to find out how much lower Litecoin could go, because yeah, it probably could go to lower prices if you lose this $103 level here. Alright, moving on from Litecoin to SUI. I actually got into a SUI trade here this morning. I think I'm up like a penny. I didn't really get the best price on SUI. But let's take a look at see if where SUI could go and why I'm interested in being in SUI. So one of the reasons why I'm interested in SUI is because SUI is actually one of the stronger cryptocurrencies that likes to run up to higher prices. Anytime it gets like a whiff or a green light that it's time to go to higher prices with Bitcoin, SUI likes to follow suit, and it tries to outperform sometimes. So now we're looking at SUI currently trading at $3.54. And we're still up against this golden pocket area on SUI. Alright, I drew the fib from $4.44 down to the $2.03 area. And it gives me these fibs to look at. The golden pocket at 618 is hanging out at $3.52. The 65 is hanging at $3.59. So we're in between the golden pocket right now, which is your normal retracement area. It's a normal pullback when you draw out your fibs. I'm expecting us to try to defend this level here and go up to higher prices on SUI, where we could see SUI get up to like 392, which is your 786 retracement. We might ping pong, go sideways a little bit, and then try to launch up and head up to 444 for SUI. That's the high water mark that we got up to back here in the end of July here for SUI. Now let me go ahead and turn the moving averages, see if there's any confluence here. And as far as our confluence goes, like we do have the 50-day moving average at 344, which is the price that we were at yesterday. We kind of came a little bit below that, and then today we also came a little bit below that as well. But the 50-day moving average could act as support at 344. So if you want to put your stop loss right below that at like 340, then that might be a way to trade this if you're using the moving averages here. To the upside, we do have a 21 EMA at 366 that could act as resistance, but I wouldn't really call that strong resistance. I still think we won't get much resistance until we get to that 392 level, $4 level here for SUI to the upside. And then of course we'll see how SUI goes, but SUI could then do another 10% move up to the upside and hit that 444 level. And then if we get past that, then maybe we could be seeing a $5 SUI. That 1272 fib extension is right above us at $5. We still have a 1618 at 592, but we'll play it level by level here. Right now, let's just see if we can get right back to $4 here for SUI, and I'll start feeling more bullish about SUI going to higher prices here. And I also want to get above this. I want to see SUI get above this high price here. This could be considered a lower high at $4.18. I want to pay attention to that area because I also see that here as well, kind of like 418, 424 level. That could be a resistance level that's not showing up on the charts, except for with this candle wick high here. All right. And then downside targets on SUI, like if we lose the 50-day moving average, we have some moving averages below us at like 100-day and the 200-day, kind of sitting at like 320 and 321. I think this is an area that could provide support for SUI if we continue to go to the downside a little bit lower. But if we do that, then we're actually creating a downtrend where we're making lower highs, and then this would be a low, and then another lower low. So I wouldn't like to see that. I don't want to see SUI go lower than what we did yesterday and today, to be honest with you guys. Because then if we continue going to higher prices and we don't go lower than what we did with earlier today, then you can count this as a higher low, and then we can invalidate this lower high and actually make a higher high again for SUI. All right, I see Coach JV is in the chat here, and I see Nikki joined as well. Let's see, do I have any more requests that I might have missed? Looks like we have a request for Cardano. Go ahead and write that down. Cardano. And then what else do we have? Do we have anything else? LCX. So LCX came before Cardano. We'll take a look at LCX. Actually no. Did Cardano come first for LCX? I think, yeah, Cardano came before LCX. So we'll look at Cardano and then LCX. And I think that's it for now for requests. All right. Since we're still on SUI, let's take a look at my SUI live trade here on Mexi Exchange. Okay. I pretty much got in at this $3.53 area here for SUI. So I am slightly down. I'll admit it. I am slightly down because this is a brand new trade that I entered this morning. Looking here, we have my estimated liquidation price is $3.36 on SUI. I got in at $3.53.66. I'm targeting about $4, I believe. Yeah, $4.40 for SUI. I'm trying to take this up to $4.40 like it did back in July. So I might be in this for a swing trade, not really a day trade. It all depends on how fast SUI moves. I do have a stop loss at 337 for SUI. And you can also see I have a trade in here for XRP as well. I got in on XRP at 292. Currently we're at 291, so not really doing much for me either there. But my stop loss is at 282, and my take profits at 330 for XRP. And this is what the charts look like for Mexi Exchange. SUI right now trading at 353. You see, I got my stop loss right below me at 337, and then take profit is going to be a little bit higher at 444. All right, moving on from SUI, we'll take a look at Cardano and then LCX. I can barely hear my music. It's a little bit soft right now. Cardano currently trading at 87 cents right now, up 3.5% today. Cardano is looking pretty healthy as far as I can see. You know, you had your lows, I think, for the year back in June the 22nd, where we got as low as 51 cents. And you created a high here, higher low, higher high. Could this possibly be another higher low on Cardano at 85 cents here? Let's see, we came down as low as 83 cents this morning and 84 cents yesterday. So you can see that Cardano is respecting the 786 retracement level for now. If this is going to be a higher low and we're going back to higher prices, then we'll see if Cardano can get up to the high that it made here on August 14th, where we got up to like $1.01, which is where that 1272 fib extension level's at, like $1.04. So I want to see Cardano get back to $1.04, so that we're still making higher highs and making higher lows here. And we'll see if this uptrend can continue to that 1618 at $1.18, and then we'll see if it can continue further to that 2618 at $1.58 for Cardano. Those are your upside targets for Cardano. Downside target? If we, for some reason, lose this 786 retracement, we could come down to that 80-cent level, which was a level that I was eyeballing, that I would have entered into a long, you know, a day trade long if Cardano actually got down to 80 cents here, which is where this golden pocket is sitting at. But even better would be, you know, if Cardano came down to the moving averages here at 71 cents. You got your 0.5 retracement sitting at that level. See if I can zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, you got like a 73 cent 0.5 retracement level there, and then you got your moving averages at 71, 72 cents. So that's a strong area of support if Cardano actually did come down to that level. But I think I'm tired of seeing altcoins and crypto going down. Don't you guys feel that same way? Like, aren't you tired of like invalidating lows here and going down to you know, basically the lows that we made, you know, months ago or weeks ago? Like, it's time for us to just continue on these uptrends here and actually see money pouring into altcoins and altcoin space. So I would like to see this just be the shallowest pullback ever for Cardano, and just continue going up to higher prices from here, because I'm tired of seeing things going down, to be honest, when it comes to altcoin world. All right, that's just my opinion. Lando said you almost lost everything today. Why did you almost lose everything? You shouldn't be putting everything on the line like that. Porky Flounder's in the live stream. Are we making the money again? You're in on Max Fear. Guys, we actually have another YouTuber and TikTok streamer in the live stream here. First of all, since he's on TikTok, let me just show you guys here on TikTok, Porky Flounder. Okay, there's my TikTok right there, trying to get up to 10,000 followers. Hopefully, I'm like halfway there. All right, but let's take a look. We got Porky Flounder, who's trying to build up his following here on wait, Porky, are you using your regular account here? Okay, well, we're gonna show the one where you do the technical analysis here. But Porky Flounder is another guy you guys might want to take a look at. He's good with the cryptocurrency and the TA. Why is this not showing the videos here? But yeah, that's Porky there doing the short form content on TikTok. Okay, go ahead and give him a follow, a like, and a subscribe if you can. And we also have Porky here. You can find him on YouTube, where he has a bigger following, and he's got a good amount of people showing up to his live stream. Like, I see sometimes like 30 or 40 people in his live stream. He's got about 1.6 thousand subscribers. I'm trying to catch up to him on the subscribers on YouTube here. But yeah, he does all the kinds of content, live streams, shorts, and videos. And this guy's always making me laugh. But when he's not making me laugh, he's giving out some really great TA. There he is talking about Sui, and of course some other. He also talks about stocks as well. He does stocks and crypto. Talking about Costco and Apple stock. So, worth taking a look at. Check out the Porky Flounder when you guys get a chance after you're done with this live stream here with me. All right. Let's see what else we got here for comments. Porky said he forgot to switch over. Okay. Porky, the Bitcoin creator. Porky, were you the guy that created Bitcoin for all of us? If so, thank you. Let's see what I got here. We got Filecoin, I guess, is the next request at the LCX. We'll take a look at Filecoin. And I think that's it as far as requests go. So yeah, let me move on to LCX now. We just talked about Cardano. LCX on Coinbase Exchange, currently trading at 15 cents, up 3.7% today. And let's see. Nice to see that you get above the 2-day moving average, okay? But from what I've seen with a lot of these cryptos that do get above the 2-day moving average, we end up coming right back down, retesting maybe like some of the moving averages below us, only for us to then come back up again and then finally get above the 200-day moving average. So don't get too excited about getting above the 200-day moving average on LCX because we might get rejected if it follows the suit with the other altcoins. But maybe this one's different. But if we were to continue going up to higher prices here for LCX, we got to get above this high here in May, where we saw ourselves up at 16 cents. So I like to see that. Did we actually get up to 16 cents? We got to like 16 cents to the tick mark, right? And not a penny more or less. Here on what is it? Tuesday, August 19th, yesterday. But not quite as high as what we did here on Thursday, May 29th, when we got up to like 0.1628 pennies on Coinbase Exchange. And then I want to see us get above this other high here. This would be very nice to see if we can get above that 19 cent area where we made like another lower high here. But if we are now making higher highs on LCX, we got to get above this high over here back in April. And yeah, this is looking like one of those typical altcoin charts where we just, we had a really great altcoin season, I guess you could say, in November, December of 2024, only for us to give back and do a round trip and basically lose all the money that we made, all that progress. Like, we're back here in November of 2024, we were trading at 11 cents, and yeah, we were trading at 8 cents here in June of 2025. Okay, but what I do like to see is that if that was like the lowest low for the year, you did make it a higher low here in August, and now you just got to keep on making higher lows and higher highs. It's not enough to just make higher lows. You have to actually make higher highs to then say that you're in an uptrend. But I see a little bit of an uptrend here, right? Just keep doing that. Keep making higher lows. Even better would be if you were to maintain this trend right here. All right, from that low to that low, continue making higher lows off of that uptrend right there. That'd be very nice to see. But yeah, downside target. I mean, if this is gonna be the higher daily low here, okay, the daily higher low. Don't go lower than 11 cents, 11.119 pennies, like you did yesterday. Do not go lower than that, and there could be more money pouring into LCX, especially if it stays above this 200-day moving average at like 14 cents. You could be in the beginning of maybe catching the bottom on this cryptocurrency. I mean, the bottom was actually right around here, like 9 cents and 8 cents, right? But close enough, right? And then you're just gonna see if you can take this thing up to the prices that you saw earlier in 2025. I'm gonna try on the VRVP, see if there's any high volume nodes to look out for. Got a value area high at 23 cents. That could act as resistance. This is an area that this thing was trading at back in January. For the most part, people here in January, they might say, oh my god, this thing is back to break even again. I can actually sell and not lose money. So I think 23 cents is going to be a take profit target for a lot of people here in this cryptocurrency. But make it past 23 cents, and then you got some high volume here at 29, 30 cents, and then you got some more high volume here at like 33, 34 cents. And yeah, if you get to 33, 34 cents, you basically doubled your money. You should be strongly considering clicking that sell button if you haven't already. But not financial advice. You do whatever you want to do, but I think doubling your money is a good reason to click the sell button, to be honest. You don't have to sell everything, but maybe sell a little bit. If you're in it for the longer term, you know, you can hold on to it. If you sell like half of your, if you double your money and you sell half, you basically get the money that you put into it. You get that back, and then whatever is left is just playing with the house's money at that point. Something to consider. All right, so that's LCX. We'll take a look at Filecoin, FIL. All right, Porky's now Porky Flounder 65 trades. Thank you for hitting the like button, Porky. All right, Porky. Actually, I'll show you what trades I'm in on Mexi Exchange. I just got in this morning. They weren't the best entries, but I did get into Sui at 353. That's my average entry price on Sui at 353, and I actually got into XRP at 292 here. Because I know those trades, those cryptocurrencies have a pretty good following. If people get more comfortable, they'll start pouring money into those large market cap cryptocurrencies. And I know they haven't run up as fast as like Solana and Ethereum has done, and like Chainlink. So that was my reason for getting into Sui and XRP. But I don't know. I thought about getting into Chainlink only because it's like a hot ticket right now, and it could go up to like 35 bucks. That's what I saw for a fib extension. But yeah, I'm brand new trades. I'm down 2% on Sui with 20x leverage. I'm down 50 cents. And then XRP, I'm down. I'm only down 2 pennies on XRP. But yeah, those are the trades that I'm in there. But I also got into Bitcoin. I did get filled, not too much, but I got filled on Bitcoin here. At my entry was $112,500 this morning. Right now, the perpetual contract on Coinbase is trading at $114,100. I only did 2 contracts. I was gonna buy more if it got down to 112K. Maybe if we do another double bottom or shows another higher low here, I'll try to buy some more Bitcoin perpetual contracts here. So yeah, that's what I'm doing there, Porky. I know, aren't they? Massive losses there. Yeah. I should probably move my stop loss further up so I don't get any more massive losses. Yeah, you know, like, why not? You know, I feel like I'm being transparent when I show people, like, the portfolio and the trades there. I didn't show all of it there, but, yeah. I do have, I am a cryptocurrency trader. That's what you can get out of that. All right. But anyways, we'll move on to looking at Filecoin. Filecoin on Binance, sure, why not? Let's see. Filecoin currently trading at $2.42. I don't think. Do I have any? I do not have any previous chart work on this. Okay. We do got the VRVP open. Might as well leave it open for now. But you can see that we have a point of control here, which is the highest volume node for the amount of data that we're collecting here. And this is going data all the way back to like November, October of last year. So good amount of data. Point of control sitting at 263. That's that blue line. So that could be a resistance area going forward for Filecoin. Once you get past that resistance area, you got another resistance area at 287, which is right above this 200-day moving average, sitting at 275. I think that's going to be a take profit target for Filecoin. But once you get past that level, the volume drops off, and you don't really have another significant high volume node until like 374 on Filecoin. Then you get another gap here. Maybe some more volume here at 450. Could be another resistance level. Then you get a little bit of gap there, and then you got the value area high sitting at like 496, basically $5. If this thing gets up to $5, then I would click the sell button, because you're basically doubling your money from where you're at right now. I see Abe Medina is in the chat. Yo, yo, yo. I see you. I see you, bro. You want me to check, what is it? You want me to check Pepe? Okay, we'll put that down as the next request. I'll actually look at that after this coin, because I don't really have that many requests right now. So we have done, like, you know, Litecoin, Sui, Cardano, LCX, Mamo. But yeah, I guess we can do Pepe after this one. Alright, Filecoin. What do we got here, Filecoin? Okay, so I gave you like some upside targets. We're now zooming in here. How is the market structure looking like on Filecoin? If I just get rid of the VRVP for now. Lower high, lower high, lower high, but you're making higher low, higher low, higher low. At some point, we gotta show that we got the juice and the sauce to go to higher prices here. So I want to start seeing higher high instead of lower highs here. Let's get above $3.02 here, like we did here on July 20th. And I think more money will start pouring into Filecoin here. You get up to that $3.02. I'm sorry, yeah, $3.02 here. That's gonna put you above that 200-day moving average at 275. And once we get above 200-day moving average, that, you know, trading bots around the world, professional investors, they're keying in on that 200-day moving average. Can we actually stay above it and sustain ourselves above it? Okay. Because if it does, then that justifies more money going into the asset here. So I think what you're looking for is you're looking for Filecoin to give that 200-day moving average at 275. And then also you want to make that higher high above $3.02 here, and you'll see more money pouring into Filecoin. Let's see. I'm gonna draw this trend line right here, and also let's try to maintain this trend line, this upward trend line here. Don't lose that, okay? If you lose that, then you lose the bullish case for Filecoin, and you're still below the 200-day moving average if you go any lower than this trend line here. So don't do that. But yeah, you could be buying the lows. This could be another higher low compared to this low, which is also a higher low compared to this low here in June. So let's continue making this progress here to go to higher prices on Filecoin. All right, don't go lower than $2.21, which is your last higher low here in August 1st. If you do that, then I would probably give up on this asset, to be honest, if it does that. And then Ava wants us to look at H-bar. Okay, I got you, bro. And Maria the Great is asking for Ethereum Classic. I think I'll look at that before I look at H-bar, because, you know, Ava Medina made 2 requests here. So I'll do his first request, and then I'll do your request, and then I'll go back to, you know, looking at H-bar. Oh, we actually have a request here for Chainlink too. And what is this question about? Do I have Epic? What is Epic? I don't know what to think about Epic, because I don't know what it is. Is that a crypto or a stock, or is that a cryptocurrency exchange? Like, what? You got to tell me what that is. Thank you, Murchie, for following me. Guys, if you haven't clicked the follow button, please strongly consider doing that, because I think I do some pretty good work here on the charts, analyzing your cryptocurrencies and your stocks. All right, let's look at Pepe. Alright, so Pepe currently trading at 1,049. I feel like we've seen this level so many times already for Pepe. I do have previous chart work on Pepe as well. Pepe has been making lower highs, so that's a downtrend right there, but it's also making higher lows, so it's an uptrend. So we're in the symmetrical triangle, which leads me to believe that we don't have any solid conviction as to whether or not we're going up or down here on Pepe. There's no solid direction because we are going up, but we're also not going up high enough to actually create higher highs here. So that's a little bit disconcerting in my opinion. Wow, Pepe's only been trading on Coinbase since November of 2024. I might want to look at another exchange if that's the case. See if I can find more data here for Pepe. Alright, yeah, I got more data, and I also got previous chart work here for Pepe as well. Pepe. What are you doing, Pepe? Okay, so I got a Fibonacci that I drew out here that I'll still use for now. Would be nice to see Pepe start catching some bids here and actually make it back to this golden pocket level here at 1200. This is a level that we were at back here on, last Thursday, August 14th. But even better than that would be if we can get Pepe to get above to the, what was it, 1400 level here, this 1400 level, which is what we saw on July 22nd. Alright, so this is the thing that's concerning me. We're making lower highs here. We gotta start making higher highs to be bullish on Pepe. Even better would be if we could see Pepe get back up to 1600 here, which is the highs that he made back on May 23rd. So I'm starting to wonder what's going on with Pepe. Is money leaving Pepe? Because you're still making higher lows. You still got the uptrend, but you got a downtrend as well compared to what you were doing here in May. I'm going to go turn on an indicator called the money flow indicator. See what the money is doing for Pepe. And you can see that, a lot of money was pouring into Pepe here in May of 2025 here. Then we lost that enthusiasm and excitement, and it hasn't been the same like it was back here in May. And then, yeah, you're making lower highs here on the money flow, and you're seeing some red right now. Not the same kind of red that you saw back in February and March, but also you're not seeing the kind of enthusiasm and excitement like you did back here in November and December of 2024. So money not really going into Pepe for it to go to higher prices. That's the problem. Okay, but if you can somehow convince your friends and family to buy some Pepe coin, and maybe convince Wall Street to go buy some Pepe coin, then yeah, maybe Pepe coin can get up to this 1272 fib extension at 1935, and then maybe get up to this 1618 at 2300. Okay, for Pepe, and that'd be a double in price for Pepe if it does do that. I don't know. I mean, maybe you're catching the lows here for Pepe for the year. The lowest low was back here in March at Pepe just got down to like 525. So it's already doubled in price from where it was back in March, but it's lackluster performance as far as I'm concerned. The only good bit of news I got for Pepe is you are making higher lows and you're above the 200-day moving average. But barely. Okay. Alright, moving on from Pepe, we'll take a look at Ethereum Classic. Okay, I haven't had that request in a while. I don't even know if I have previous chart work on it. But I appreciate the requests. Not too many people request Ethereum Classic. We're gonna have Ethereum Classic currently trading at $21.31. And we're up 3.85% today. What has Ethereum Classic done? Okay, so just like some people said there could have been a double top here on Bitcoin, I could kind of see like a little bit of a double top, or definitely a lower high here on Ethereum Classic. So you got this going on right now. Okay, that little downtrend. However, sort of like Pepe here, you are making higher lows, which creates a little bit of confusion as like, are we bullish or bearish here? or just trading sideways as far as I can see. And the sideways trading action is usually between $20 and $23 here for Ethereum Classic. But what I do like is you are above the movement averages, the 200, the 100, and the 50. The 21 EMA is currently above you at 2163, but you know, it doesn't take that much work here for you to get above it, and then you can say you're above all the movement averages, and that's bullish, okay. But let's see, Ethereum Classic had, you know, pretty good November and December, like a lot of altcoins did in December of 2024. When we saw Ethereum Classic got up to like what, 4175? Is that the high water mark here? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to throw in the VRVP indicator now. On the right, you'll see the green and reds. The green is buys, the reds are the sells at different price points here. And the bigger the volume, the high volume node here, the more likely that's a price that you want to pay attention to. And right now, the highest volume node is this blue line. This is called the point of control. That's actually below you at like $18.37 here. So that's good to see that you actually got above the point of control. If for some reason we lose our momentum to the upside and we actually come down to lower prices here, that point of control could act as support. This is a level, if you look back at the charts, this is a level that people bought Ethereum Classic, especially back here in March. And you can see it like right back here in October and September, going into August of last year. A lot of people bought at that price, so that's going to be the people that are going to hold you and provide support. You would need to see Ethereum Classic go below $18 for those people to panic and start selling. Okay, but if it goes to $18, they're just at break even, so they're not going to sell. So that's good to see. Something to keep in mind here. Going to the upside though, to the upside, you do have a high volume node here. It looks like, yeah, like 26, 27 bucks could be an area that could be resistance for Ethereum Classic, and that's an area that if you look back here in January and December of last year, people were buying, you know, Ethereum Classic at 26, 27 dollars. Now those people are underwater right now. And if Ethereum goes up to $26, $27, they'll be back at break even, and they might be a little bit anxious to click the sell button just to say that they didn't lose money on Ethereum Classic. And then we have another high volume area here, this white line. This is the value area high at 28 bucks. That could be another area to sell your Ethereum Classic. That's about roughly a 33% gain, right, from where we are right now. Let me just double check. Yeah, about 33% gain from here. So that could be a take profit target. 28 bucks. And then the next level to look for is going to be about like 33 bucks. Is your next high volume area, and that's about a 59-60% gain from where we are right now. Okay. And then after that, you have another gap in the VRVP, and then $36, $37 probably going to be a good take profit target for Ethereum Classic to the upside here. Adumi wants us to look at Bitcoin again. Okay, we'll take a look at Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Bitcoin after we look at H-bar, which is coming up next right now. Alright, let's take a look at H-bar. H-bar currently trading at 23 cents, almost 24 cents. Still using this VRVP. It's a good, helpful indicator here. You can see that now the point of control is actually below us. This is the blue line. This is the highest volume out of all these buys and sells. A lot of people bought and sold at like 29 cents here. Okay. So if we were to go up to higher prices on H-bar, I would expect people to click the sell button once we get to like 29, 30 cents here. Okay. Because that's where some of these people back here in January, earlier this year, that's where they were buying H-bar at, and they'll be happy to break even again and click sell and be done with it, as far as all the pain that they endured the past 8 months here, being in H-bar. Now downside targets, downside target, if we lose 22 pennies here, you have a gap in the VRVP and you got some volume here at like 20 cents. 20 cents seems to be like right where the moving averages are at. So you got moving averages support there, and you also got the VRVP showing support at 20 cents. So I think you put your stop loss at like 19 cents. And if you lose 19 cents, then there might be something wrong with this asset here, and you're probably gonna go to lower prices. And do you really want to stick around for that? I wouldn't, but if you do stick around, then yeah, we might come down to lows for the year back here on June 22nd when we saw H-bar at like 12.5 cents here. Okay. But going back to upside targets, if we get past that point of control at 29.30 cents, you get a drop in the VRVP, very significant, and you don't get much resistance until like 34 cents, 35 cents here. And then, I don't know, after that, I mean, then you're now talking about can H-bar get up to like where it was back here in January when we saw like 38, 40 cent H-bar. And if it does that, you basically double your money, and yeah, I would sell. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. I would sell if I doubled my money. All right. Let's see what we got here for more comments in the live chat. CC is talking about Epic and Flare, so I guess those are requests. And we did have someone else talk about Epic as well. Is Epic like up like 60%? Is that why I'm getting multiple requests for it? We're gonna actually look at Bitcoin again, because we got a request for Bitcoin. And then we'll look at Epic and Flare after that. Right now, Bitcoin currently trading at $114,100. I don't really need to use the VRVP for now. Do I? Do I want to? I guess since I have it up right now, I can just show you that VRVP is showing that Bitcoin has a lot of volume between 117,500 and 119,000. Is a strong, in this case, strong resistance area, because we're below it right now. And then just zooming in here a little bit, below us, if we were to go down, we actually do have a lot of support here at 113,600. And then there's a gap, and then we got a little bit of volume here at 111,500, which is confluent with the 0.5 retracement. All right. I actually am trying to buy some more Bitcoin at 112,000. I got filled a little bit earlier this morning at 112,500. So happy to see that. But I would like to scoop up some more cheaper Bitcoin at 112,000, because that was a previous all-time high back here in May of 2025 here. It was also a bounce that we got here back on August 2nd, where we saw Bitcoin get down to $112,000, and we viciously bounced off of that level. Okay, so hopefully maybe we get the same thing here and we see Bitcoin at $118,000, $120,000 maybe later on this week or end of this month maybe. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the 1 hour time frame here. I'll get rid of the VRVP for now. So on the 1 hour time frame, you see that we did see, like, Bitcoin get down to $112,000 here on August 2nd. Could this be a higher low compared to the low that we made here on August 2nd? If that is, then I would expect more money to be pouring into Bitcoin as people try to race to try and buy the relatively cheap Bitcoin that they thought they were going to get, but they didn't because their buy limit orders are below 112K. They might just start saying, hey, you know what? 113, 114,000 is close enough. Let me go buy some more Bitcoin. All right. But yeah, let's look at the oscillators here on Bitcoin. For my little cheat sheet, Market Cipher B, we did get a green buy dot saying that it's okay to buy Bitcoin, and we got that green dot here 1 o'clock just now. We had another green buy dot here yesterday at 5 o'clock last night, but then we got the red dot saying that we should have sold this morning, only for us to get a green dot again at 1 o'clock this afternoon on the 1 hour time frame. So that's interesting. So we do have the green light probably for the rest of the day that Bitcoin might be going up to higher prices later on today, at least on the 1 hour time frame. Going on to the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame is saying that you should have been buying Bitcoin last night. I mean, we did get to the price go down a little bit further, but all the indicators that gets pushed into the Market Cipher B indicator were showing that we were going to have a good day coming up here because we had a green dot showing up here on the 4 hour time frame for Market Cipher B, so that's good to see. Also looking at the RSI, let's see, RSI, we are creating relatively higher lows here on the RSI on the 4 hour time frame, so that's good to see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of the oscillators for now. Yeah, so I think, you know, we possibly could be catching a bounce, maybe catching a bottom here on Bitcoin, and possibly even a higher low compared to what we did here on August 2nd for Bitcoin, in my opinion. And if we do a nice sharp recovery and we start getting up to like $116,000, $117,000 all over again, that could be enough momentum and juice to then send us up to like $120,000 area and do a V-shaped recovery as people start chasing Bitcoin again, because they thought they were going to get Bitcoin at lower prices, but they didn't, and now they're stuck chasing the price to higher prices here. All right, I think that's it for now for Bitcoin. Upside target, we're still trying to see if Bitcoin can get to $130,000. That's your 1272 Fib extension level there. All right, moving on from Bitcoin to Epic. I keep getting that request. Let's see what Epic is doing. Is this a stock or a cryptocurrency? I'm assuming it's a crypto. Epic on Binance. Oh, I already charted this thing out. I have a Fibonacci analysis on this. This thing is trading at $3, up only 2% today. Interesting. I thought it would be up like 100% or 200% because I kept getting requests for it. Oh, I see Darren's in the YouTube live stream chat. Good to see you, Darren. Don't forget the like button. Let's see. Looking at Epic. Epic had an epic run. Looks like here on Friday, July 18th, when it went up 100% in one day. Okay. And had a down day of 22% the following day, only for it to then go up another 40% the next day. And then it continued going up a little bit higher on Monday. We saw us get as high as $3.15, and that's where I put the Fibonacci, the top of the fib here, and I pulled it all the way down to like 6 cents, which is where we were trading at roughly here on June 21st. It's actually more like 7 cents, so yeah, about 7 cents. And I got some fib levels to work with here. Wow, looks like he has some pretty good days here on Saturday and Sunday this past weekend. Up like 17% and 12% on those days. So you're now pushing yourself back up to where you were on July 21st. If you can get a candle close above this candle wick high here at 315, if you can get above to like 315, 316, I mean, we could start seeing this thing go to higher prices, and the next higher price point to look for is the 1272 at $3.84. And then we got another fib extension level to look for at 1618 at $4.70. So this is probably take profit target 1 and take profit target 2 for Epic. And now I'm a little bit curious to see what it looks like on the oscillators here. So obviously you were overbought here in July at 92 on the RSI. Right now you're at 70. Okay. So not as bad as it was in July, but you're still overbought because anything above 70 on the RSI is considered overbought. On the MACD, buying pressure came down, then you got selling pressure in August. Now you're getting the buying pressure back in again. Okay, so it's just confirming that there is buyers out there. Stochastic RSI is high, but it can stay high. That's fine. And then looking at market cipher B, you did have a green buy dot that says Saturday was a good day to buy Epic. Okay, the next thing you're looking for is a red sell dot to tell you when's a good day to start selling your Epic. Okay, but yeah, you got that green buy dot here on August 16th, and you would have been buying it at $2. Well, it depends on what time of the day you bought it at. Because it started off at 220, got as low as 214, came as high as like 274 that day, and then closed at 259. So, I mean, you would have been buying it lower than where it is at right now. So that was a good thing to see here on market cipher B. So I think this thing is fine if it wants to go to higher prices. You're kind of overbought, but you can stay overbought, and if you stay overbought, maybe you can push this thing up to 384. Is your target for Epic. I don't think I really need to give downside targets, but if this thing does for some reason get rejected and go to lower prices, then the 21 EMA is sitting below you at 224, and that's in between the golden pocket here, between 221 and 229. That could be where this thing goes if it gets rejected violently. If it's not a violent pullback, but just a shallow pullback, then maybe this thing comes to the 786 at $2.63. Those are your downside targets right there for Epic. All right, moving on from Epic to Flare, FLR. Take a look at FLR, USD, Flare, yeah. All right. So we're looking at Flare now, currently trading at 2 cents, 0.023 pennies, up 1.21% today. And what do we got here for Flare? Looks like Flare is kind of flaring out or flagging out here, creating a bull flag from what I can see right now. So it looks something like that, or like a bullish pennant. And you're making those higher lows here. So if this is your typical bull flag, and we're just doing regular chart pattern analysis, which is part of trend analysis, then you got this flag pole here. Obviously you got the flag, and you just take that flag pole, which is your measure move, you put it to like where you could break out of this chart pattern here, this bull pennant. And it's showing that this thing could get up to like 3.5 cents, 0.036 pennies. And I'll quickly do a Fibonacci analysis on this, and I bet you're going to probably agree with those numbers there. Yeah, the 1618 is saying 3.5 pennies. Could be an upside target for Flare. Then you got another 1272 fib extension level here at almost 3 pennies, but 0.031 pennies to be exact. That could be a target for later on for Flare. And yeah, let's see if we get above 0.028 pennies. So I think that's the level that we got up to. Yeah, 0.02805 pennies on July 23rd. Let's try to get some candle closes at that level there, and I think we can launch ourselves up to 3.5 pennies. Downside target, I mean, you're above most moving averages right now. but you have some moving average support at the 50-day, that green line at 0.197 pennies, which is confluent with this 0.382 retracement. That could be the level that you end up going to for flare if you know, you lose this uptrend that you're in right now. Maybe you get some support roughly at like 2 pennies. It's probably going to be the level to look for. And then also you got the 0.236 retracement at 0.186 pennies, and that's where your 200-day moving average, that red line, is sitting at. So you got your support right here. This is your support zone. And then your sell zone is going to be above you here. This 1272, 1618. Unless you want to call it quits at 0.028 pennies. I mean, if you're day trading, leverage trading it, you know, just measuring from where we are right now to that 0.28 penny level, that's about a 20% gain. Slap on some 10x leverage, that's a 200% gain. Slap on 20x leverage, and that's about a 400% gain. Yep. Oh no! Road Dog Crypto saying that a TI raid is incoming. That's a trade intuition raid. But since we got Road Dog in here right now, let's go ahead and give a shout out to Road Dog. Alright, we just talked about Porky Flounder, okay, because we saw him on TikTok. He actually came onto my TikTok live stream. But let's take a look at Road Dog Crypto. There we go. So this is Road Dog Crypto. He has some great thumbnails. Maybe some of the guys here would agree with me on that. His live streams are very lively. His music is great. Probably even better than the music that I'm using right now. Okay, but Road Dog Crypto, he's got a good following on YouTube, and I'm trying to catch up to his following on YouTube as well. And his live streams, very lively. Music is good. He goes live just about every night around like 9 or 10 p.m. I think, no, he starts at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, if I can remember correctly. And he'll do like an hour or two live stream. He does the late night live streams here, as you can see. Yeah, and so many lovely ladies on his streams. Let's see, does he have, what does he got for shorts here? Shorts, oh, interesting. I don't think I ever looked at your shorts here, but I don't think he has as many shorts as he has live streams. And then videos, let's take a look at videos here. Videos, yeah, he's got some tutorial videos here on how to become a better trader and investor. It looks like he does some videos on specific coins like Tau and Dog with Hat and Caspa, Soe and Pango, Trump coin, Fart coin, all of them, all the good stuff. But yeah, definitely give a look-see, a look, a follow, a subscribe. Go check out Road Dog Crypto. And tell him that Meet Damien sent you his way. All right. Okay, back to cryptocurrency world here. Okay, Road Dog. I'm reading your comment. Let's see. Do I have any more requests here? We just looked at Epic and Flare. I see CC. Appreciate you liking the live stream. Thank you. Thank you. And I think that's it for now. Let's go back. I kind of want to do a live trade here. And I'm not sure what cryptocurrency I want to get into. I feel like we are getting the bounce, you know. Bitcoin at 113,700. I have looked at the charts and it says that we could see Bitcoin go to higher prices based off of market cipher B. We'll just take a look at that one more time here just to justify me getting into a long trade here. But then I gotta figure out what crypto I actually want to get into. I might choose Chainlink. But yeah, it's Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. If I look at the oscillators here, or look at the market cipher B, we did get a green dot here at 12 o'clock, saying that's a good time to buy Bitcoin if you're thinking about it. Okay. And also on the 4-hour time frame, yep, that green dot came in. It came in actually last night, saying that we're gonna have a good morning, and we did have a good morning so far. Bitcoin's not going down. We're actually seeing green for a change of pace here. But I don't know. I mean, just looking at this right now, I'm looking at what hasn't run. Bitcoin hasn't really run. It looks like the altcoins are getting far ahead of themselves. They're like, oh my god, Bitcoin's not going down anymore. We can actually go up again. And the altcoins are getting ahead of themselves. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum's up 5.7%. Solana's up 4.3%. XRP is up 2%. I already entered an XRP trade because I saw that XRP wasn't getting as much love as the other altcoins here. And I actually entered a long trade on a SUI as well. So I did that. I want to do one more, just in case we are getting a solid bet here. But I'm looking for a crypto that hasn't gone up. Oh, I'm looking at Bitcoin Cash, only up 1.4%. That might be interesting. Might have to look at Bitcoin Cash here. So these are cryptos that I normally look at most of the time here. These are my favorites on TradingView. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Right now on the 4-hour time frame, that green dot came in saying that, yeah, at 4 a.m. was a good time to start thinking about buying Bitcoin Cash or clicking the buy button. 1-hour time frame saying that the green dot came in at 11 o'clock this morning. Let's actually look at the chart now for Bitcoin Cash. Ooh, let me go into a naked chart here. Alright. Yeah, let me get into the daily time frame here. Alright, okay. Bitcoin Cash, what have you done? 1618, 632, high water mark here. Right now you're trading at 556 and you're only up 1% today. Looks like back here in November and December you were at like 640. Okay. And look at this. This is like a nice, steady, guaranteed way to make money if you just keep maintaining that uptrend here, and you're at like the bottom of the uptrend here for Bitcoin Cash. Are you looking at this, Road Dog? Because I see some potential here for Bitcoin Cash. Possibly might need some loving from us, and if it does, we could see Bitcoin Cash come up to 630, 632 like it did here last Wednesday. Okay. Let me turn those oscillators on back again. Oh wait, I actually have to put them on. Whoa. Okay, Damien. Alright. So just looking at the market cipher B, my little cheat sheet, it did tell me that, you know, last Friday was a good day to sell Bitcoin Cash. But the beautiful part about getting a red dot, especially when it's been a few days already on the daily time frame, there should be a green dot showing up at some point. Yeah, so we're just waiting for that green dot to validate and verify that it's a good day to buy Bitcoin Cash. But sometimes you can buy it before that, because if we get a nice like 10% move up on Bitcoin Cash, then yeah, it's definitely going to show a green dot on that market cipher. Be like, hey, guess what? That was a good day to buy. We're up 10%. But you could catch it before it goes up 10%. And like, I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I'm going to fall in love with this chart for Bitcoin Cash. We have an RSI here on August 18th at 50.57. And 47 right now, August 20th. And then we have a low here and a higher low, right? I don't know if you guys are able to see this, but obviously we have higher lows here on price, but I'm seeing hidden bullish divergence actually, because look at this. We have a 47 RSI here on August 2nd. And a 45 on August 19th. I think I just spotted hidden bullish divergence for for Bitcoin Cash. And if that's the case, hidden divergence is a continuation pattern. It means that whatever we were doing is just going to continue what it was doing. So in this case, we were continuing going up to higher prices. So this hidden bullish divergence is saying that we are going to continue going up to higher prices. So I think I'm ready to enter a trade on Bitcoin Cash, guys. Now I got to figure out what the stop loss is going to be, right? What is the stop loss going to be? Let me go into my long. I got to go into a long position here. So if I was to buy right now, and oh wow, I could take it up to 630, and that'd be up 13%. And my risk reward ratio, well, I gotta fix the stop loss. I'll probably put the stop loss right below the lows for today. My risk reward ratio is a 5.7 on this Bitcoin Cash trade that I'm eyeballing right now. So I'll be risking only 2% to try and get 13% if I can carry this for a swing trade up to $632, which is where we were at last week. Okay. But if I want to take it a little bit lower than that, let's say if I just want to do a quick day trade, like how much higher could we go? If we only went up like 5 or 6%, my risk reward ratio becomes 2.43. I could sell it at like 580, 590 maybe. I don't know. I think I want the juicier gain. I want that. Maybe I won't get too greedy. Maybe I'll sell at 627 or 625, somewhere around there. I'll still be up about 12% on this trade. And I'm only risking 2.35%. The risk reward ratio is still 5 on the risk reward ratio. I think I'm ready to do it. I'm gonna pull the trigger on Bitcoin Cash. Let's go into Mexi. And try to enter in this trade. We're doing a little bit of live trading now, guys, on Bitcoin Cash. USDT, okay. 557 is where we're at. We got as low as 542 earlier this morning. Let me just look at the chart here. Okay, thank you, appreciate that. So yeah, we came down to 542. 543, basically 10 o'clock in the morning. So if I put my stop loss below that, I mean, we would have to go back and revisit that in order for me to get stopped out. And hopefully that's the low for the day. Hopefully we don't come revisit that. But I can make my stop loss a little bit looser than that if I want to stay in the trade. But wait, what did I have my stop loss here? I did have the stop loss at 543 for my 2% loss. Alright, 543. We could try to keep it tight. What if I did a little bit looser than that? What would that do? If I did like 535 maybe? I'd be risking 3.69%. Risk reward ratio becomes about a modest 3.3. I don't know. Alright. I still think it's a juicy trade though, from what I can see. Based on what I'm looking at. So 542, 543. And we came down to like 514 back here on August 2nd. And we got a little low here at 541. I think 540 is the number that I want to use here for my stop loss. Alright, let me get out of this chart. Alright, so not using too much margin. I like to use 20x leverage here. Got my 20x leverage. I'm gonna risk, usually you risk 1% of your account, but 2% is fine with me, and that gives me about a $32 margin here. And I can game plan the take profit stop loss right here. Are you guys able to see that? Yeah, you guys can actually see that. Yeah. Alright, so we said stop loss is going to be $540. Let me get rid of that decimal. 540. I'll lose about $19 on this trade using $32 of margin. And I was going to try to take this up to 630, right? And my P&L, I'll make $84 on this trade if it goes up to 630. And the P&L ratio, the rate would be about 262% gain. I just want to double check. Was it I said 630, 625, somewhere around that area. All right. I'm liking this so far. And let me just go into the 5-minute chart just to make sure I'm liking my entry. So I am kind of buying the top of this bull flag that's being created on the 5-minute right now. Not what I like to see. I want to try to buy near the lows or on a red candle. We're kind of getting a red candle right now. If I was more patient and I wasn't on the live stream, I'd probably wait to get lower prices, maybe like 555 or 552 preferably. But just to keep the pace of this live stream going here, yeah, I think I'll buy right now. I'm doing a market order, so it'll literally go as soon as I click buy. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's see what I get filled at. And I just bought Bitcoin Cash at $556.76. Alright, so I'm in. And you can see that here's my trade here on Mexi Exchange. I just bought Bitcoin Cash. $556.76 was my entry price. I can get liquidated at 531. I'm not going to take it that low. I actually got my stop loss at $540. Take profit at 630. And I'll make $80 on this trade if it goes up that high to 630. I'll only lose $19 if I get stopped out, but as the price goes up to higher prices, I can move that stop loss so I can go back to break even and not actually lose money. Alright, everything looks good. So far so good. That was a live trade that I just went into on Bitcoin Cash there, guys. Because I like what I see on the charts. I did all that just by looking at my the cryptos that I've been watching on my watch list here. And I saw Bitcoin Cash was only up 1.7% when everybody else is up like 5, 10%, 12% here. So Bitcoin Cash hasn't caught that love yet, but I think it will. Especially if Bitcoin starts going up to higher prices here. The funny thing with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash is that everybody knows Bitcoin, and if they don't know Bitcoin Cash, they might accidentally buy Bitcoin Cash thinking that they're buying Bitcoin, and that's usually how Bitcoin Cash ends up getting some love here. Or at least back in the beginning, years ago. Maybe people might have smartened up by now, but who knows. I feel like people can do it again. Alright, we got someone here that thinks I'm cute. Thank you, appreciate that comment. Ismail says wants us to check out Cody. And yeah, alright, I guess we'll just check out Cody now. And then let's see, let me see what the comments are saying here on my YouTube. Road Dog said a good explanation for hidden divergence. Oh, thank you. I think I try my best here. You know, that's how I would want someone to explain it to me, so that's how I try to explain it to you guys. Road Dog says he likes how I spend time explaining my thought process behind my trades. And you say you don't see that on many channels. They just jump in without any explanations. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I need to have a good reason to put my money, my hard-earned money, into a trade. I need to have a good explanation. If I can't explain it well to myself or anybody else, then why am I getting into that trade? I probably shouldn't. Alright, let's take a look at Cody. Cody, and I believe this is a crypto, Cody USD. On Kraken Exchange, sure, why not? Looking at the daily time frame here for Cody. Currently trading at 4.72% today. And we're at that 5 pennies for Cody. Okay, I'm just zooming out here, trying to get an idea as like what this cryptocurrency has done this past year. Looks like it's just like all the other cryptos. had a really good December of 2024, as we all know. Some of these cryptos even had a better March of 2024 after the Bitcoin ETF got people excited to get into crypto again. So clearly there's a downtrend. Let's see, I'll just draw it out just to see if we actually broke out of the downtrend. I can just connect the dots, connect the highs, and yeah, we're still in this downtrend. I mean, if we want to get out of this downtrend and really show people what we're made out of here with Cody, then get above this downtrend, like right now. Do that today at like, get up to like 7.5 pennies or 8 pennies, and you'll be out of the downtrend, and you'll be also above the 200-day moving average. This 200-day moving average is sitting at 6.5 pennies. That's going to be a big bully for now. I'm expecting us that if we do get up to that 200-day moving average, we would get rejected at 6.5 pennies on Cody. What I do like with Cody is you are now trying to make higher lows here and trying to do an uptrend. So we got that going on here. We kind of almost violated a little bit this uptrend here, what I'm seeing. But yeah, I connected that, and connected here and here. And we had a little bit of a scare here, but now we're getting a bounce, so that's good to see. Yeah, I mean, you have the moving averages as your probably your first, second, third, and fourth take profit target. So first take profit target, if you're day trading it, try to see if you get this thing up to like 579, about 0.0579 pennies here. That's your 50-day moving average. Then the 100-day moving average is at 625. And 200-day moving average is at 657. Okay. But longer term, yeah, let's get above the highs here that you made back in May at like 8-9 pennies here. Yeah, 9 pennies. I'm gonna make that a take profit target. Like right here actually. 9.5 pennies. I'm gonna set it to 9.5 pennies. Get above that. You should be taking profits at that level. That's almost like double from where you are right now. And then also 9 pennies. Yeah, I want to get above this high here in May. That could be another take profit target. But basically between 9 and 9.5 pennies, you should have that as your sell zone. So if I drew that out, right, you should be selling somewhere in this area between 9 pennies and 9.5 pennies. Take profit. Alright. I should take profit zone. Long-term take profit zone. There's no guarantee that you're going to go higher than that. Okay? But I think after you do that, you basically almost doubled your money, and you should consider clicking that sell button. Not financial advice, but that's what I would do in that situation. And downside targets, I would not, you know, don't go lower than the lows for the year at like 4 cents. But you got a higher low here at like 0.0489 pennies. I'd probably put a stop loss there if you want to keep it tight, or you can keep your stop loss loose at 4 pennies. If you lose 4 pennies, then there's something clearly wrong with this asset, and it probably wants to still go down. And not in a good way either. Alright, and I said that again. Oh, there's trade intuition. There's Joe. Now we know that we got the trade intuition raid here. Alright. Good to see you, Joe. Did I give a shout out? No, I did not give a shout out. Let me give a shout out to Joe. We did a shout out for Road Dog. And Porky, because we saw Porky on the TikTok stream. Porky was saying hi to me on TikTok. But let's take a look at the Trade Intuition's channel here. It's another crypto YouTuber that likes to come visit my channel. I visit his streams as well, but it seems like we're now streaming at the same time. He streams at like 12 to 2 p.m. on Mondays through Fridays, and then he goes live at 4 p.m. on Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, Trade Intuition also has some good music to listen to if you like that while you're looking at the charts here. And let's take a look at his lives. Yeah, he went live same time as I did. Finished about 25 minutes ago, and he went live yesterday and the day before that. So yeah, he's got the content, and he goes live for about like an hour and a half, similar to like what I do. But yeah, if you guys want to look at another YouTuber, you know, if you find me on a day that I'm having a day off and I'm not live, then you can catch Trade Intuition. You can catch him at the same time slot between 12 to 2 p.m. Okay. So yeah, take a look at the Trade Intuition when you guys get a chance, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button too as well. All right. Let's see. I think we're coming up towards 2 hours here on my live stream. I normally go live for 2 hours, and then I got other things I need to do this afternoon. Yeah, let's see if okay, yeah. So I don't know what kind of, do we have any more requests here? Did I go through all the requests? I think I did, yeah. I'm just reading Road Dog's comments here. Oh, do we gotta look at Chainlink? I think we gotta look at Chainlink. We gotta look at Chainlink before we go. But Road Dog says last cycle Bitcoin Cash ran up to 1,500, then it was over, never came back afterwards. Yeah, a lot of these cryptos, they're just making, unfortunately, lower highs on a multi-year basis every cycle. They're not able to get back to where they were when they first started, and that's very disconcerting in my opinion. So that's why I say, you know, on this crypto here, Cody, you should be happy with 9.5 cents, and then, you know, we'll see what the cycle is going to give us. But I would be taking profit at 9.5 cents, 9 to 9.5 cents from what I've seen on the charts here, because there's no guarantee that you're going to go back to like 20 cents or, you know, 10 cents or whatever, a dollar. What was this thing trading at? Like 30 cents in 2024. Like, there's no guarantee that you're gonna do that. It's still a downtrend. Anyways, let's take a look at the Chainlink. Slink. Because this was a crypto that I was thinking about getting into, only because it's been very bullish. A lot of money's pouring into the Chainlink here. And right now, Chainlink's at $25.96, up 10% today. Jesus Christ. Okay. And if it was to continue going up to higher prices, I do see Chainlink going up to like 35 bucks. That's your 2618 here. And that is a level that we haven't seen Chainlink trading at that $35 level since November of 2021. If it can do that, then maybe I'll be more convinced that these other cryptocurrencies can get back to their 2021 highs as well. But yeah, we saw Chainlink get as high as, wow, 45, even higher than that, $52. If Chainlink does that, you double your money with Chainlink. It's going to get a little bit tougher to double your money, especially on these high market cryptocurrencies that have already done a good run so far. But it would be nice to see if we can get Chainlink back to December levels here at like $30. I think that's your next take profit target, to be honest with you, on Chainlink. You're looking for 30 bucks, and then you're also looking for 35 bucks as your take profit 1, take profit target 2. I should probably readjust this Fibonacci. It's still good, but I think we can now redraw it again. So 26 is now the high watermark here. And I'll take this down to the lows for the year at like 10 bucks. And even this is saying like 1272 fib extension says $31. You should consider clicking the sell button on Chainlink. And then you got the 1618 saying $36.93. So I think, yeah, we could see Chainlink at 30 bucks again. And once it gets to 30 bucks, I would strongly consider clicking that sell button. if Chainlink loses this momentum for any reason here, we could come down, make a shallow pullback down to 786 at $23.24. We kind of already did that earlier today and yesterday. If we lose that level, then there is the $21 level here, that 0.65 golden pocket number, and you got the 21 EMA. That could also provide support for a overly bullish asset like Chainlink here. Now let's look at the oscillators here real quick. See what that RSI is doing. RSI is at 66.59. So you have you're in the bullish control territory. You're now below overbought territory. So this thing could go to higher prices and not even be overbought until it gets up to like 70 on the RSI. So that's good to see. Maybe Chainlink is going to hit that $30 level later on in the next few weeks here. And then look at the MACD. Jeez, wow, okay, stop it with that. MACD showing buying pressure is here. Okay, so that's good to see. Buying pressure was waning down, but then it caught back up, and if we can get some more solid green candles here, that'd be nice to see. That would actually push the price up to higher prices as well. Stochastic RSI is high, but that doesn't mean that it can't stay high. It did stay high for a little bit, for like a couple of weeks here back in July, and then we got that sharp drop in the stochastic RSI, and then we came back up. And then looking at the market cipher B, my little cheat sheet has said that this past Sunday was a good day to buy Chainlink if you were inclined to do so. And usually when you get this on the daily time frame, it means like the next few days should be good. So we're in the next few days, and we are climbing up to high prices here on Chainlink. So this has been true as of now. But another thing to keep in consideration is you can get, like, you know, a buy dot, a green buy dot, and a red dot the next day. Like here we had a red sell dot on Saturday, but then the next day, Sunday, you got a green buy dot. So sometimes it can flip the switch on you. You're like, oh, I need to sell. Oh shit, it tells me to buy. You know, that red dot that we're looking for next here on Chainlink could happen today, tomorrow, next week. You just don't know. But when it does show up, I mean, I would strongly consider selling your Chainlink when you do see a red dot show up on market cipher B on the daily time frame here, because it usually means, from what I've seen, you might get a few bad days ahead of you, or maybe sideways trading action at best. But usually it means you're gonna see some selling in the next few days once you see that red dot show up. But yeah, look at that, Chainlink now at 26 bucks. Okay. Feel like I missed out on that trade, but I don't need to chase it. I got into SUI, XRP, and we just got into a Bitcoin Cash, and I also got a little bit of Bitcoin as well for all four of those longs. So I think I'll be all right. And I just gotta manage the trades, move my stop losses when the prices go up a little bit higher, and I think I'll be all right. I think we might have caught the bottom here. Might have. High probability, but also a probability that Bitcoin could go to low prices too. But this would be nice to see if Bitcoin, we're going back to Bitcoin now, trading at 114,197. It would be nice to see if Bitcoin could never go lower than this, because this could be considered a higher low at 112,344 compared to what we did here on August 3rd at 111,903. Okay. That could be the higher low, and then we could see $120,000 Bitcoin all over again. Give it a few more days. Maybe we get some good news from Jackson Hole. Maybe the Federal Reserve. I think by now Jerome Powell needs to strongly consider just lowering interest rates by 25 basis points. Okay, it's not going to hurt anybody. If anything, it's going to help people. There are people that are struggling to pay their bills and get a mortgage, get a loan for a car, or whatever they need to do. There are people losing their jobs according to the jobs report. And even Donald Trump says that he's strongly considering firing him. So like, if he cares about his job and cares about anybody else in the world, then I think he should lower the interest rates. Like, why not? Like, everybody says lower interest rates. If he's worried about his legacy, he could then say, all right, well, I was under so much pressure and the jobs report was showing low numbers. It seemed like a good idea at the time to lower interest rates by 25 basis points. And he just do it once, and then he can just look at the data and see if he needs to do it again. And if the data says he doesn't need to do it again, then he doesn't need to do it again. But I think at this point, you know, with the jobs numbers, even though we had high inflation on the PPI, that's a one-time thing. And then eventually, like, you know, it's not like Donald Trump's going to add more tariffs to what we already have. If anything, he's considering lowering tariffs if these companies and countries start working with him on what he's trying to do with the United States economy. So I think inflation is not really going to be an issue, and it's only showing up on the producer side, not the consumer side right now. So I think it's not going to hurt just doing 25 basis point, and that should send Bitcoin up to higher prices if we can get, you know, some relief there on interest rates. But yeah, if Bitcoin does decide to go to higher prices, we'll probably revisit 124K. What do we got up to 124,500? We'll probably revisit that on our way to the 1272 fib extension at $131,000, and then maybe later on in 2025 we'll see 140K Bitcoin, especially if we get another rate cut on top of the one that we're expecting in September. All right, let's see, what are we doing? Chat rate, bring more people. Road Dogg is spamming the chat right now. I appreciate the effort, Road Dogg, but I'm actually gonna close out the live stream. I've been live for about 2 hours. I appreciate you guys coming in here and giving me all these requests and sharing my knowledge with you guys. But yeah, I think I'm gonna close out the live stream. I actually got a request again for Cardano. We already looked at Cardano. We looked at it like early in the live stream, but I'll quickly look at it one more time for you. Because I took a nice guy pill earlier this morning, so here I am being nice to you. I'm only kidding. We're looking at Cardano currently trading at 88 cents, and we're getting the bounce off the 786 retracement at 85 cents. And Cardano's looking pretty healthy and strong, in my opinion. You are making your higher highs that you need to see for an uptrend, and you're making your higher lows. And you're in an uptrend, and you're probably going to head to that $1.04 level here for Cardano, which is your 1272 fib extension. And then we'll see if we can get up to $1.18, which is your 1618 fib extension level here for Cardano. Downside target, if Cardano was to go to lower prices, I was eyeballing this 80 cent area, this golden pocket level, earlier yesterday and this weekend, but looks like Cardano is cashing the bids right now. So that's nice to see. And then further downside target is your movement averages right below you at like 71, 72 pennies. And you got your 0.5 retracement at 73 pennies. So I don't know if, you know, if Cardano is actually going to go that low, but if it does, there should be some good support in this area at that 70 cent, 73 cent area. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this live stream. Appreciate you guys coming into the live chat and live stream, keeping things lively here. Glad to see Road Dogg make it out. Glad to see Steve here in the chat, and Trade Tuition, all you guys. Porky, that was good to see Porky show up on TikTok as well. It's been great. It's been great, and I'm looking forward to doing another live stream. I'll try to do another live stream around the same time tomorrow. Hopefully, we're getting more of a vigorous bounce and more money coming into cryptocurrency world again. And we'll just monitor the markets and look at the charts for tomorrow, same time. Take care, guys, and good luck trading and investing in whatever asset you decide to get into.
захочусь бежать игра. Обещать сплошною страшно. Небо чисто, радостно. Догадайся, не ночи священно нам носить знаешь, раскат будет снячен. Догадайся, не всем запясно чаще станет дело, знаешь, что не значит, что тебя. Значит, моя позначи от счастных снов. Позначи от счастных моя. Позначи от счастных снов. Догадайся, не ночи догадайся.